The last two tutorials on WebWash have all been about paragraphs, and we've learned how to use the module by creating a basic paragraph type and how to create a container paragraph. But today, I want to teach you how to display a banner paragraph edge to edge using the Bootstrap theme in Drupal 8. So displaying paragraphs edge to edge can be tricky because you need to render the paragraph in the right way and adjust your theme. It requires a coordination between paragraphs and your theme, and it really comes down to how content is centered. Now, Bootstrap has a class called Container, which is used to wrap the site content and contain any grids. In other words, it simply centers content. Now, I apologize for using the word container again because I used it in the last tutorial, but here it means something different. Just remember, it centers content. Now, the problem is the Bootstrap theme by default wraps everything in the content region with a container in the page template. And this prevents paragraphs from going edge to edge. So for this to work, the container must be implemented at the paragraph level instead of the page. So we'll need to modify the HTML in the page template so the container is removed. So before we can begin, go download paragraphs, entity reference revisions, and the Bootstrap theme. To streamline this video, we'll use the content and banner paragraph type, which we created in the last two tutorials. So if you want to follow along, stop this video and create them now. Also, don't forget the pre-process hook for the banner paragraph. If this isn't implemented, then the image background won't appear. And I've also added a paragraph field to the basic page. So if you're following along, make sure you do that. Okay, so now with the Bootstrap theme, I recommend you sub-theme it, but if you're testing this out on a sandbox site, then you are not required. Just modify the theme directly. Now that we have everything sorted, let's get to work. So we've gone ahead and created a basic page with two banner paragraphs, but as you can see, the banners aren't edge to edge. So let's start with modifying the page template. So what I'll do is I'll go into Bootstrap and go into templates, and I'll copy the page.html.twig, and I've already gone ahead and created my own sub-theme. So all I'll do is paste it in there, but this time I'll put in -- node so that this page is only loaded if you are on a node. Okay? And what I'll do is save that. So now at this point, we have overridden the page template just for nodes. And we need to modify this main block. And what I'll do is copy over the code, which you can find in the tutorial. And what I tend to do in PHP Storm is just copy this stuff. So I can make sure I've got everything. And that's it. So in this bit of code, all I've done is changed where this container class gets added. Previously, it was on this main div, which was unfortunately wrapping the page content region. Okay, and so here, the container simply wraps the header, highlighted region, breadcrumb, and title, which we want, but the actual content region, which renders the paragraphs, is outside of the container, and this will let paragraphs go edge to edge. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this page template will be used across all content types, but this solution may not work if you want articles to have a sidebar. Often I create a landing page content type which goes edge to edge, but I don't want other content types going edge to edge. So to handle this type of logic, a fair bit of custom code is required. But there's no single solution, and it really depends on how you build your site. So for this video, we'll keep things simple and just assume all content will go edge to edge. Okay, so make sure you rebuild the cache because we've added in a new template. And now, if I go to the page again and refresh, as you can see, the paragraphs now are edge to edge, as well as the content paragraphs. So now we need to place a container in the content paragraph so that it's centered. So let's now head back to PHP Storm, and I'll go up to modules, paragraphs, templates, and I'll copy this over and add this into the templates directory. And this time I'll add in -- content because I only want to override the paragraph template for the content paragraph type. And I'll hit enter. So the only thing we'll do is add in a new class into this classes variable in Twig. So I will enter in container. And that's it. And again, make sure you rebuild the cache. And if we go back to the page and refresh, you can see that the content paragraph has now been centered, but the banner paragraph still goes edge to edge. That's it for this video. I hope you found it useful. Now, I'll admit, this isn't the easiest thing to build. There's a lot of moving parts, and depending on your requirements, it can be built in a few different ways. But it all comes down to who controls the container. Is it paragraphs or the theme? So if you have any questions, please leave a comment, and thanks for watching.